What's up, guys? Welcome to first installment of Tech Talks, Talking Tech.
Either or.
Either or. So we were talking about doing this, and funny enough, Anthony has been pretty deep into tech YouTube for a long time, and one of the channels that he told me to look into as far as what we could aim to emulate and kind of develop our own style reference was LTT. And I have a note here somewhere. I think I'll just upload a picture of the note. But the note that I had from LTT was their data looks great and we'll have to configure our own, which obviously now over the course of the past few days, that's kind of
out the window there. Yeah,
come crashing down. So Anthony, as a long-term viewer, I think probably has some interesting thoughts. So
yeah. When it comes to the LTT situation, I'm not sure if any of you guys have watched it. If you haven't, look into it.
I think everybody.
Most everybody, especially
anyone if you're watching this,
you've probably heard of it. Exactly. Yeah. So we're not going to go too in depth in explaining it. You know, he's kind of the pioneer of the industry, and for all these things to come out now, you know, that have been like piling up for years, and it just hit a breaking point. I really think the breaking point was the Trust Me Bro. And maybe we'll put a clip into that.
What exactly was the Trust Me Bro shirt then? It felt very mocking.
I don't know. I guess from my point of view, I didn't think too much of the WAN show audience would be that off-put by it. And, you know, maybe that was a swing and a miss for me, obviously, right?
But yeah, the whole Trust Me Bro backpack warranty, that was kind of like ahead. It was all coming to a point, and it was bound to crack and happen. And now...
How long ago was that?
Oh, I want to say at least a year. I forget the exact date. It's been a while.
Of course, you know, as like someone who's not as dialed into the whole thing, I see LTT resigning as CEO or whatever it is that he like, you know, said he was going to like take a step back on. You always have to wonder like, I wonder what they, I mean, now, of course, it takes on a different color.
Yeah, now
we know what was going on behind the scenes. But just give us some thoughts on, so why were you watching LTT, generally speaking?
Okay.
And how does everything you've learned affect what you have learned?
Yeah, my outlook on the content, for sure. So I just started watching it to learn. Honestly, I started watching LTT to learn on either how to build a computer, just ins and outs. They had, especially when they owned a house. So the first studio they owned was actually a house in Canada. I'll show you later. Maybe we'll put in some clips of it.
Sure, yeah.
But that's kind of where it started, right? It was very like homebrew, personal content. Like you felt like, you know, he was there to teach you. It was very personable. And that identity kind of got lost when they moved on and became Linus Media Group. Once they got the big studios, multiple channels, for me, he started to fall off. It's not as personable. He wasn't exactly the image of the company anymore.
Yeah, and I saw a lot of the comments on Reddit right now are just like, you know, obviously, you know, it's easy to look at the past with 2020 vision, but they're saying like, oh, you know, he's always been disingenuous, not genuine. And I actually, one of my other notes on LTT was just like, I do not like Linus, dude. I told you that, right?
No, for sure, yeah. He's a polarizing character. His voice definitely can be a little harsh for some people.
I thought it was just all a little like kind of like Mr. Beastie, where it's like you know, it's like kind of like trying
over the top, maybe clickbaity.
Yeah.
Not exactly the content you're
not
looking
that I'm
for,
talking smack on Mr. Beast. Obviously, he's like the OG.
He's the guy. He's the guy.
He's the OG of it, so he can do whatever he wants.
Exactly. But yeah, for me, it was all about, you know, how personal he was, the quality of the data, and recently it's, of course, all been falling off. It's been over a period of years where he's moved to kind of rushing content, and you can see that in the on-screen annotations. So like for an example, in his recent video, they were going over some Alienware stuff, and the editor, I think, had like 9 or 10 on-screen asterisks edited in.
Right.
Mistakes he made.
Yeah, so, I noted. I saw Gamers Nexus talked about
exactly.
That,
so it's little things like that when you watch it, you start to pick them up, and you're like,
the attention to detail isn't quite there.
This guy's just pumping stuff. Like it's visible.
And
it all
also,
adds up over time.
I mentioned this to you yesterday, but there is, I mean, obviously you can't just like discount everything that the decisions that LMG was making, but also there is a conversation to be had about the incentive structures within YouTube.
It's almost like YouTube's algorithm incentivizes and even encourages creator burnout. Probably just forgot to put hashtags in his descriptions.
Where it definitely incentivizes
grind set.
creator burnout, where it's just like pump out content.
Yeah.
But of course, everything that Gamers Nexus had to say is relevant in the sense that, okay, well, once you start talking about yourself as like a lab, and once you kind of get away from entertainment and now you're trying to give really high fidelity information, you just have a greater responsibility.
Standard. Yeah. It's a much
and I mean, beyond
standard.
that, obviously, just like the Billet Lab situation.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we didn't sell it. We auctioned it. All right, it's okay.
Yeah. So, what would you say would need to happen in order for LMG, for you as like a long-term fan and someone who's really dialed into the whole market? Like what would have to happen?
So in order for him to gain my trust back, it's going to take quite a bit. I honestly, for the last couple of years, I haven't trusted his data, and I haven't taken a lot of his stances to heart. I more just watch it out of like, this is good quality content shot wise. Like, you know, the editing's okay. It's just fun to watch. I don't really go to him, and I haven't for years, for statistical data and things like that. Now that he has a lab, if you're looking at the two labs, so we're going to go with Gamers Nexus. He's like the bar, right? That's the benchmark that you want to be in terms of data testing.
Really?
Yeah. He is the number one when it comes to data accuracy. He needs to approach or get on that level, hopefully exceed it with the amount of backing he has, because Steve on Gamers Nexus is a much smaller channel, doesn't quite have the outreach. So for Linus to regain his trust with me and then, you know, be someone that I can watch thoroughly and trust, he's definitely got to make that lab actually work. And they got to have stronger and better test procedures for sure.
I wonder, I saw that they recently received that $100 million valuation.
Yeah.
I wonder what that number is today. I mean, it's not.
It's got to be pretty similar, but it might have dropped a little bit.
Yeah, a bit.
Sure.
I don't know. I have no idea what the comparison would be, but it's
Yeah.
just kind of a funny thought.
No, it is absolutely. And another thing with that evaluation is I feel like it went to his head just a little bit, you know, and seeing like, hey, I built this company from the ground up. You know, I started just as a web host at NCIX, and now I have this multi-million-dollar company.
And it's kind of interesting that apparently, I mean, like, at least according to that article that you had sent me and we had been talking about.
The Maddie story.
Yeah, that he's like pretty paranoid, or maybe it's not him, but just like the corporation in general is pretty paranoid about this, the notion of people taking the platform that they gain from LTT, be it like Riley or whoever, and then going and starting their own channel, which is, you know, obviously where he came from specifically.
There's a lot of NDAs regarding that, and obviously most of them are internal. We're never going to know, but some of that stuff is out there, and he definitely does lock down everything. So it's not exactly good, I would say. He should give creators the ability to branch out and build their identity, just like he did. He brings a lot of those people in from other companies where, you know, they build their brand at like NCIX. When they went under, he got Riley. It's a lot of hypocrisy.
Yeah, you would hope that someone in that position would be hoping for whatever is best for the employees and not whatever is best for the corporation. But ultimately, I mean, like, you know, having a very serious YouTube channel is becoming even more big business. It really is a big business. So
yeah, I mean, money talks, right?
Yeah.
Always. If you have more money to put in the studio, everything's going to turn out better.
Yeah. I had something else I wanted to say, but it's slipping my mind. At any rate, this has been
the first edition of Tek Talks.
We're not trying to like just like hop in on this, but we really were talking about trying to branch into kind of just like tech entertainment, have some fun with it, and it just seemed like, all right, well, we had already been talking about LTT.
It's been
mutually
pretty big news
in
for
the
sure.
In the sense of like, okay, so what could we really accomplish with what we're trying to do?
For sure.
So it just seemed natural. So if you guys have any interest on what we should talk about, feel free to leave it in the comments.
Yeah.
Otherwise, head on over to TekDep.com. We've got parts.
Sir.
We do mail-in repairs. Anything else?
Data recovery, we do anything. If you got any broken devices, just give us a call. We'll see what we can do for you.
Cool. All right. See you guys next time.
Absolutely. How are we going to roll the intro? Just like what's
I think it's should have discussed this beforehand, but it doesn't really matter. I think the answer is
Okay.
so again, important to imagine like some kind of basic animation
Okay.
coming in, and then it's just like, what's up, guys? Welcome to first install. Dude, let's just fucking do this.
Yeah.